Hello, good morning. We're coming back to conditions in JavaScript. And based on our previous class, if you take a review, you see that we looked at conditions in JavaScript. And the conditions that involve keywords such as if and else. And there are other forms of conditions also in JavaScript, such like switch statement. And there is ternary conditions as well. But we're going to proceed from where we stopped last time, which we looked at just a simple condition as this. All right, and now we're proceeding to a more bigger condition that involves more than one conditions. Here I'm defining a function called add, and I'm passing a variable here, and the variable I'm passing here, which is an argument to this function, is an array. Is an array var, and I want to check. I want to add multiple numbers that are in this array. If this array is defined here as a let var, for example, is an array of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, or 60, as the case may be, or any value at all. So I'm trying to define a function here that will do a multiplication of all the numbers in an array. And if that is to be possible, we are going to use an if condition to pass it, checking what is the length of the array. I'm using var.length to get the length of the array. That is, when I say var.length, I mean what is the number of values in this array. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 5 values. And if that is the case, I want if any of the values, number of values in this array is up to 7, because on my condition here, that is the maximum I'm checking. But there is a better way to write this function though. But before we go into that, we're looking at still this, looking at possibility and usage of conditions in JavaScript. I'm saying that, okay, if I pass val, call this method with a condition, checking how many number of elements or of numbers, how many number of values are in the array. Because the array can have any number of values. The number of values could be 2, the number of values could be 3, could be 5. But here we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 values. That's okay. var.length, is it strictly 2? If the var.length is 2, then you should add var index 0 plus var index 1, which will be 2 plus 3, and give me the result. Take the result and assign it to this variable here. I auto define this variable here also. Let me say let. All right. So I've defined the variable here. Okay. So, but if the values is not strictly 2, then the values, check if the values is 3. That is, var.length is strictly 2. Is it equal to 2? If it is not, check, or is equal to 3. If it is not, check, is equal to 4. If it is not, check, is equal to 5. If it is equal to 5, that evaluates to true. Then come inside the code here, come inside this code block here, and execute this addition operation here. After adding all the elements, we are picking them index by index, assign it to rest and save it there in the variable. And once that is done, the code is done execution. So on this code now, you have to discover that it is var.length strictly 5 will be where this condition will be evaluated to true, which implies that this is the code that is likely that is going to run here and no other one. Whenever I call this function, it will check the number of values inside the array and run the required code that needed to be executed. Why? Because this evaluates to true. But if I remove this now to be 4, that tells you that